Happy Tuesday, Houston. I'm KHOU 11 meteorologist Kim Castro. The summer heat is here. You probably didn't need me to tell you that. Did you notice how different the feel is outside today versus yesterday? It looks similar. We were sunny yesterday, we're sunny again today, but now temperatures have cranked up more than 10 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday, and humidity is very high too. It's going to stay this hot at least through next weekend. This is an early start to this extreme heat we usually expect in the summer months. May should be a little bit more mild. That is not the case for this May. So remember all the heat tips that we always keep in mind: to stay hydrated, to stay in an air-conditioned space. If you do work outside, take breaks in the shade, and then do go inside when you get a chance to just cool your body down. Here's a live look at Galveston. Beautiful for a beach day. It's cooler in the island, but you'll notice even if you're not in Galveston, you're definitely feeling a little bit on the tropical side, and that's because we've got a stronger breeze moving in today right out of the Gulf. Like we talked about, if you watched yesterday, I warned you about this. Look, now we've got sustained wind at around 15 miles an hour. Gusts are at 20, sometimes 25 miles an hour. So that's a repeated shot of this Gulf moisture, humidity pumping into the area. That coupled with this upper air pattern, this ridge, this right here, this big ridge of high pressure, this heat dome, is what is making it feel so hot outside. So look at the 24-hour temperature change. We're some 10, 11, 15 degrees hotter than where we were yesterday. Conroe, you're 15 degrees hotter. Sugar Land, you're 10. 11 for Waller, 11 for Brenham. Columbus, 9 degrees hotter. How about for Houston? This is a live look at Herman Park from our Hotel Zaza camera, looking out towards the Met Center. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, 89 degrees, up by 12 from this exact same time yesterday. Dew points are in the 60s. Remember, they were in the 50s yesterday, so a big surge of moisture. That means 89 actually feels like 91 degrees, again, all because of that southerly breeze. That's going to be something that we factor in throughout the remainder of the 7-day forecast. So through this week into the weekend, even next week, notice dew points are going to sit at least in the 60s, getting close to the 70 marker. So it's between humid to tropical. That's the feel throughout the rest of the week. Your hourly forecast looks like this. Pretty soon we're going to climb into the low 90s under mostly sunny skies. I actually think our high temperature for today is going to get up to 95 degrees. Look for that right around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's just the start of some very hot days ahead. Wednesday and Thursday, I think we actually get closer to the triple digits. So far, the forecast high is 98 degrees. So how close we're going to get to records? I think today we're actually already going to start beating records. So notice the record to tire beat at Bush Intercontinental Airport is 94 degrees. That was set back in the 1900s. Since we're already at 89, we only need 5 more and we're there. Hobby Airport's at 88. It only needs to get to 92. That was the record set back in 2011. 93 for Galveston. Remember, 2011 was a big drought year here in Texas. So it was a very hot summer without rain. Is that going to be the outlook for us? I'll break down that potential here for you coming up. But check out current temperatures right now all across the state. We are all hot, at least in the upper 80s, pretty much area wide. A couple spots mid 80s, but that's about it. You'll notice some of us already in the low 90s, 92 for Midland, 90 for Harlingen. Now factor in some humidity on top of that, and a lot of the area is feeling like the 90s. Feels like 90 in San Antonio, in Austin, 94 is the feeling in Victoria. That's an area that does have a heat advisory already in effect. So inland Corpus Christi to San Antonio, Kerrville, Austin, LaGrange, Del Rio, this area highlighted in orange, could get all the way up to 109 for the feels like temperature. So that factors in the air temperature and the humidity. It could feel like it gets up to 109. That's considerable. So that starts now and it lasts through 9 o'clock on Wednesday. Could it get extended? Certainly. And the reason for that is because now high pressure takes center stage. That is the reason why we're going to be sunny and hot through next week. The only potential for an isolated shower moving into the Lone Star State is that, and it is really not very significant, especially if you compare it to this huge heat dome, this little kink in the jet stream. That's all it is, a small chance. It's called a ridge runner, bringing an isolated shower possible north and mainly west of southeast Texas. Here's a snapshot of the rain potential over the next 5 days, and you'll notice the models don't have anything. I mean, Future Track snapshots this right in the afternoon each and every day, and you'll notice there's a speck of moisture, but again, far north, away from southeast Texas. Maybe one of these lone showers gets down to Huntsville and cools you down briefly. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. So far I'm putting a 0 potential for that. And that does bring up the elephant in the room, which is, okay, well, no rain, high heat. Is that going to impact the drought? Well, Texas is already heavily impacted by the drought. West Texas, Central Texas, under this maroon color. That's the worst drought category, exceptional drought. Now, if we start to see that pattern get close to us where we don't have rain in the forecast, well, we could easily start seeing our drought condition worsen too. Right now we're pretty good. Houston, at least downtown, not in a drought at all. Even these areas that you see in yellow, that's not a drought category. It just shows that the soil's abnormally dry. Now we start getting into the moderate drought. If you go to Austin County, Wharton, the western portion of Matagorda, notice Colorado has mostly a moderate drought, but the western edge of it now starting to get into that severe drought category. So could this encroach the area? That's definitely a possibility, especially as I'm not seeing any significant inclinations of high pressure shifting out of the way. It's pretty firmly got its grip on us, at least for the next 2 weeks. Today's forecast high, 94 in the Heights, 94 for Montrose and Edo. Remember, 94 is the temperature to tire beat. So if you look on your phone and you see you made it to 94, you know you've at least tied the daily record for today. Now, if you're in Woodgate, in Aldine, you get up to 96, you beat the record. Acres Homes, same thing there. Jersey Village, your high temperature looks to get up to 96 degrees for today. A little bit more mild, I put that in quotation marks, for Pasadena. And for Huntsville, your high temperature today is 93 degrees. If you want to escape some of the heat, go to Galveston. 80 will be the high, but you're not going to be able to escape that humidity. Oh yeah, that is coming in full force. Is this going to be one of the hottest Mays on record? It could be. These are the top 4 where we actually got to 100 degrees, the earliest. So May 24th was the earliest ever. That was in 1911. Then right behind that, May 25th in 2022. I remember that summer vividly. It was extremely hot. We had multiple back-to-back triple-digit days. I'm trying to remember now if that's when we got up to 109 twice. I think it might have been. That might have been the summer that we did that. And that is the all-time record high temperature for Houston. So definitely a hot summer. And this one might get up there too. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Tonight's temperatures are not going to cool off all that much. Look at the overnight low, 71 degrees in the Heights. In Copperfield and Woodgate, it is mild and muggy. So if you're looking for relief from the heat while you're sleeping, I don't know if that will get too much of it. You might have to slowly crank up that AC. 71 for Hunters Creek. Tomball dips down to 69 in Navasota. Oh, look at Galveston. The high temperature is 80, but the overnight low only gets down to 77 degrees. So that is really humid. Expect conditions to look the same or at least trending on the warmer side for where we should be for the month of May, at least through the end of it. So through May 27th, the outlook shows above average temperatures expected here in Houston, but we're not alone. In Florida too, and in California. They're all under this bullseye of above average temperatures. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. Each and every day is going to be hot. Some days are going to be even hotter than others. I think your hottest days of the week are going to be Wednesday and Thursday. So if you're a runner, if you like to go outside on your walk, maybe these are 2 days you try to avoid. Try to do your morning workouts instead of the afternoon workout, because again, even as we see temperatures trickle down ever so slightly into the mid-90s, that's still really hot. And look, each and every day we've got a chance to at least tie the records or shatter them. Wednesday and Thursday, upper 90s, maybe the triple digits. would shatter the previous records that were in the low 90s. It's hot, Houston. Stay hydrated and check back in for another update tomorrow afternoon.